Hey, this is Mr. Black, Operational Extras YouTube channel. There was a post on Bushcraft USA asking about the Kifaru packs, and I'm just going to do a quick, I'll try to do a quick video on this Zulu 1. I guess the first generation, I guess they either improved or changed some of the design. I'm not sure, possibly materials, but I got the the standard lid, which is perfect because if I'm putting a pad, like a poly pad or I have a Mountain Hardware sleeping pad, or even a water bladder up under here, because I like the water bladder, which is usually the most weight, high and close to my back, so I can just put that under here and then put the hose directly to my pie hole. But I rarely use those anymore, but even if I'm just carrying like a dromedary bag, it'll fit right up under there, and I can cinch it down, and it's on the top if I need to refill it a lot. So the shoulder straps, there's not much to them, but a lot of that I think has to do with possible other gear, such as body armor and things like that are to be worn, you know, with packs like this. Doesn't mean you have to wear body armor if you're going out bushcrafting, but I think that's one of the factors that gets overlooked on the thinner, less padded straps. That underneath that you have possibly belt kit or a vest, web gear, BA, who knows what you got up under there. So that factors into this. You can get a beefier strap, I believe. I'm not too sure. This obviously didn't come with it, but I would not hesitate to use this as a haul bag in a climbing situation because of the way this is connected. That's all I'll say on that. 1-inch tubular webbing. It's not just you know, standard webbing. It's tubular climbing grade webbing right there. So again, wouldn't hesitate to wrap off of that. So the belt, again, thinner padding. There's not much to it, but I've put some pretty big loads in this pack and have not had a problem either with the hip belt or the shoulder pads. Alright, so that's a go. This is just a heavy wear spot. The stays come down through here and meet pretty close in that area, and there's pressure there. And if you have other gear, like I said, this is Hypalon, I believe, and that's what they make Zodiac rafts out of, so that's very tough material. They also have that on some of the stress points here, and the sewing is unbelievable. It's all bar tacked, and plus you have the Hypalon to back it up, so it's not going to pull out. If it does, I'm sure they'll take care of you. The clips, buckles, all of the hardware, I guess, is grade A stuff. So ITW, Nexus, they make a few little ninja items that are pretty cool, so you can check them out too. Let's see, I need to get to some more points. I've never really connected a lot of stuff on the outside, and as you can see, I haven't used this as much as I would like to. I have other packs, definitely smaller packs that I've been using a lot lately, but this has got some plans. These big dump pockets right here are priceless, especially these side ones for carrying a full-size axe or a machete or any of your heavy long-handled woods tools. Right in there, fit perfect. Put them in before you load it, and they're not going anywhere. I haven't really put anything on the outside because I can get everything onto the inside, or into the inside. You know what I mean? The stays are stowed good and smooth. That's one thing that's good. If you're pulling stuff out, you don't want it catching all up in your Velcro and stuff. This is all, everything they do is really smooth, I notice, which is good. and you see that with like Mystery Ranch and the top pack makers. This is just a small pouch. Usually put my headlamp in here. This came with a pack, and I have on occasion put it on here just so at night I know where certain bits of stuff are, and you can just, you know, fish this up through there and lock it off like that. It ain't going anywhere. Alright, so it's just a locking deal. But like I said, I don't use a lot of the outer connectors for much. I'll slide a few things. I've had light sticks in here and things like that at certain times. But anyways, this is a solidly built pack. It might be a little too much, as was mentioned on the post. But then again, you get a versatile pack that if you want to go bigger, you can add stuff on the outside. This swallows up pretty much anything that I've thrown into it, so I prefer that. The inside, again, there's nothing really in there. There's no bladder pouch. There's no you know, bells and whistles. It's just a dumpster. Just throw your gear in there, and it's good. Let's see. Went over the pockets. The bottom, I don't know how many layers of material are in here, but it is stout. So again, no hesitation about dragging this, throwing it in a truck, throwing it out of a truck, whatever. It's got a solid base, so you don't have to worry about that. The connections, here you have a couple spots, and that I believe is for some of their accoutrements that go with this line of pack. I'm not exactly sure, but you could easily attach a sleeping pad or a sleeping bag on there, or whatever you needed. One thing from experience I learned was, I didn't do it, but one of the guys, he ended up cutting the straps because they are very generous with their straps, and that's to give you the flexibility to make, you know, full capacity, or, you know, scrunch this thing down to just carry a minimal loadout. I recommend that you never cut these. There's more than enough places to stow these straps. It's kind of a pain in the butt when you stop and you have to unstow the straps. But I recommend never cutting them, and you're going to lose flexibility as far as the load and compressing the load, basically. That's what these are for. You have good compression that goes all the way around the whole pack, so you can compress it from both sides. If you have a little loose spot here, you can compress it here, and if it's taut on this side, you don't have to mess with it. Just stow the excess, usually in the pockets. That's another good thing with those pockets right next to this stuff. You got some D's here to tie stuff off, which is also a plus. If it is a loose pack, it's not fully packed, you can lanyard off some of your essential gear so you don't lose it. Or if you are in and out of vehicles, or you know, buses, trailheads, two trailheads, or whatever, trains, there's a chance something could slide out of the pocket. It could be a first aid kit, whatever. You can lanyard most of your stuff off, so that is a plus too. But if it's loaded and tight, it's not much of a problem because they're pretty deep. The stitching here, amazing, like overdone almost, but that is not going to separate from this point. You know, this is one large flap that's sewn down here to make the compartment, so it's not going to separate on you. So that's a plus. This is the spindrift collar, I believe is the proper term, and you can get this pack down to the size of a medium Alice, or you can extend it, you know, to the size of a harp seal, if you happen to get one of those. Alright. The spring's not included. That's from something else altogether different. It's for the push plate on the parachute. But adjustment wise, torso length is key. Knowing your torso length. The base of the neck, basically that bumpy bone, the big bumpy bone on the base of your neck, when you put your head slightly forward, measure from that to the iliac crest, I believe it's called, which is the crest of the hip bone. And you can have someone make this measurement. If you use like a regular tape, make sure you press it to the bone or to the spine as you go down, not straight down from the shoulder, because you're gonna gain or lose inches in the measurement, and that'll make a big difference on that fit. And that's basically the measurement of the stays in here. So I don't want to get rambling too much into the pack fit. I have a video on that. If you want to check that out, just ask me. But very adjustable, very durable, very plain considering the purpose, you know, the original purpose. You could use it for anything you want. Extended backpacking, definitely not a lightweight pack, not a go light deal, but it's solid, and you're going to get many years of use out of it. That's a fact. So I think I covered most of it. All of the cinching and pulling the load to the back, closer to the body, over the hips, and close to the back. All of that stuff is covered with the suspension system. So I think that's it on this. If you have any more questions on this, I'm no Kifaru expert, but I am an owner and a proud owner. Good story on how I got this, and I might do a whole video on that someday. This was for some work that I had done, and it was the supplied equipment for that work. So I'm honored to have this in my possession still. And I think that's about it. So again, any questions, just let me know. Take care, be careful, and we'll see you on the next vid. Alright, Mr. Black, Operational Extras YouTube channel. So long.